I'm gonna tell you a story. And the first thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle. No one is talking to you. Welcome to the call. Well, lildims is still being stupid, but I'm gonna keep going because regardless of how stupid lildims is being, real stuff happens in the world. There's like an Amber Alert going on, and I'm just gonna keep powering through it because you know, one of the kids is 4 and the other's like 13 months. I'm just kind of bothered by it in general, so like I'm just gonna try to power through this. So, verbs 1 from jump to page 238. Verbs 1, special tense moods. In the core lesson, we learned that we can change a verb root into a verb stem. And once we have a verb stem, we can add endings to that stem to create a complete verb. In the examples below, note the progression from root to stem to verb. Ni to naya to nayanti. Lead to they led. He to nesyame. Lead to will lead to I will lead. We also learned that Sanskrit verbs express 5 basic kinds of information. These 5 are called person, which expresses the verb's perspective. Nayati, someone leads. Nayami, I lead. Number, which expresses how many of something there are. Nayati, someone leads. Nayanti, they lead. Tense mood, which expresses the verb's tense, time period, and mood, manner. Nayati, someone leads. Nasyati, someone will lead. Nayat, someone might lead. Prayoga, which is hard to explain but easy to understand. Nayati, someone leads. Kartari prayoga. Niyate, someone is led. Karmani prayoga. I imagine there's probably going to be more examples of that to like better make it so because there's neither explanation but not a lot of examples to try to understand with that. So I imagine that's actually going to be a bit more of a in-depth thing later on. And pada, which is meaningful only for certain roots. We'll discuss pada more in a certain lesson, but here is an example of it. Nayati, someone leads for another's benefit. Parasmai pada. Nayate, someone leads for their own benefit. Mane pada. 4 special tense moods. Let's focus on tense moods here. Sanskrit uses 10 different tense moods. But 4 of these tense moods use very similar stems in Kartari Prayoga. You can see all 4 of the tense moods below. Nayati, someone leads. Nayatu, someone should lead. Anayet, someone led. And Nayet, someone might or could lead. Since these 4 tense moods use a special stem, they're sometimes called special tense moods. They are called special only because of the stem they use. Otherwise, they're like any other verb. And bear in mind, this is part of the tense moods as opposed to anything else. 10 stem patterns. We form the stems of these 4 special tense moods in 10 different patterns. Generally, each root uses just one of these 10 patterns. The most common pattern is that we strengthen the root vowel and add an A. Na, or ne, to nayati, nayatu, anayat, nayet. Lead. Someone leads, should lead, led, might lead. For other roots, we might add a suffix. We might add a suffix like aya instead. It's already a suffix. I don't know why I enunciated that so clearly. Kur to kuryati. Kuryatu, akuryat, kuryet. Steal, someone steals, should steal, stole, might steal. And for a few roots, we might even make a more drastic change. Hu to juhoti, juhotu, ajuhot, juhayat, and that's offer to someone offers, should offer, offered, might offer. Since roots change in 10 different ways, we can sort these roots into 10 different verb classes. Each verb class has its own characteristic change. In this topic, we'll learn about verb classes and the 4 special tense moods that use them. The present tense, also known as the present indicative, vartamana, occurring, lat. The first tense mood we will study is the present tense. Traditionally, this is the first tense mood that Sanskrit students learn. Basic meaning. The present tense has different meanings in different contexts. Most commonly, it is what is happening right now. Nayati, someone leads or is leading. Karati, someone walks or is walking. Note that the English translation Nayati is either leads or is leading. In Sanskrit, we describe both of these with the same verb form. Context makes the specific sense clear. So basically, they just don't have an equivalent of a gerund. The ing is the same as the same conjugation as the as any other present tense, basically. In Sanskrit, we describe both of these with the same verb form. Context makes the specific sense clear. In general, the present tense is seen as a default tense, so we can use it to describe actions that occur that regularly occur. Aham pratidanam prakami. I cook every day. Sanjaya prativarsam nagaram gachati. Sanjaya goes to the city every year. The present tense also expresses actions that have just finished. Tvankada gramam agachasi. When did you come to the village? It is implied the person has come very recently. Or are just about to occur. Aham vanam gachami. I'm just about to go to the forest. So it's basically saying I go to the forest, and it's implied I'm just about to go. In the first person, it can also have the sense of let's. Gachama. Let's all go. Or let's go. Vámonos a la playa. Let's go to the beach. Rajanam Prashava. Let's ask the king. Or let's both ask the king. We can modify the basic sense of the present tense with various uninflected words. One common example is that we can use sma to express past action. Simho Goyam Nivesati Sma. The lion lived in the cave. Lived or was living in the cave. Here are the endings we use in the present tense. Examples below use the stem naya for leading. Third person. Singular, nayati. Dual, nayata, nayataha. Plural, nayanti. Second person. Second person. Nayasi, singular. Dual, nayatha. Plural, nayatha. And first person singular, nayami, or nayami, nayava for dual, and nayamah for plural. The table above has 3 rows and 3 columns. Each that basically has 3 rows and 3 columns. Each row corresponds to a different person, as in third, first, second, or first, and they're derived in columns by singular, dual, or plural. Each column corresponds to a different number, and you can see the numbers little on top. For example, we can use this table to learn that. I can. Third person singular form is nayati. Why do we put these words in a table? It's not so that we can sit down and memorize these forms in our view. That's a waste of time. Mainly, a table lets us see patterns clearly. So the reason it's there in a table is just to help it visually, which is why it's unfortunate I haven't really figured out a way to do screenshots of stuff. But here are some patterns that stand out to us. All the first-person forms have a long ah sound in their ending. All the singular forms end in an I sound, and the th is only used in the second person. Review. The present tense is pretty simple and straightforward. In the next lesson, we will learn about the command mood, which uses similar endings into the present tense. 9 minutes? Yeah, all right. We'll move on to the next one. Right, so the command mood, also known as the imperative mood, arshna, command, lot. The present tense and command mood use similar endings, so let's learn about the command mood next. The basic meaning: the command mood is used for commands. We commonly see the command mood in the second person. Naya, lead. Nayata, you all lead. But in the persons, the command mood has many more subtle meanings. In the third person, but in other persons, the command mood has many more subtle meanings. In the third person, it can have the sense of a suggestion, a demand, or a request. Ramo vanam gachatu. Rama could go to the forest. Suggestion. Send Rama to the forest. Demand her request. The command mood is rarely used in the first person. When it is used, it usually has a sense of fulfilling another's need. Kima, kimi, karavani, te. What may I do for you? Endings. Here are the endings of the command mood is used with the stem naya. Third person, singular, naya tu. Dual, naya tam. Plural, nayan tu. In the second person, singular, naya. Dual, naya tam. Plural, naya ta. And in the first person, singular, nayani, nayava, nayama. For a dual in plural. Sorry about that. Let's take a moment to compare these endings to the ones in the present tense. Notice the first person endings will still use the long ah. There are many other similarities as well. Nayati is replaced by nayatu, and nayanti is replaced by nayantu. But there are also some major differences. In particular, we notice the 5 endings for the 3 for the dual, and the second and first for the plural. Tom, va, ta, ma. The primary difference between the third and the second person that I just did in the dual is the length of the A, by the way. The 5 endings will repeat in the next 2 tense moods. All right. I think I have time for one more tense mood. The ordinary past tense, also known as the imperfect, anadyatana bhuta lan. Past action not of today. Basic meaning, the ordinary past tense technically refers to past actions that occurred before today, but in practice it refers to any past action. Rama lankam agchat. Rama went to Lanka. Ramasitam apasyat. Rama saw Sita. Note the at the beginning of each verb. Gachati, agachat. Goes to went. Many of these tense moods that describe past events will add this sound to the beginning of the stem. Here are the endings of the vocabulary past tense as used with the stem naya. Third person, singular, anayat. Dual, anayatam. Plural, anayan. Singular. Second person, singular, anaya. Dual, anayata. Plural, anayata. Singular, anayam. First person, singular, anayam. Dual, anayava. Plural, anayama. Note that many of these endings are shortened versions of the present tense endings. Endings that end with the I lose that ending I. Nayati becomes anayat. Nayasi, anaya, nayami, anayam, nayanti, anayan. And endings that end with a visarga lose the visarga. Nayava, anayava, nayama, anayama. Using verb prefixes. If the verb uses a verb prefix, we add that prefix before the a. Parigachati. Paryagachat. Goes around, becomes went around. Why does that happen? In early Sanskrit, verb prefixes were ordinarily uninflected words that could occur anywhere in the sentence. Here's a simple example. Parigraman agachat. He went around the village. In later Sanskrit, however, these words were almost always placed just before the verb, and over time they were treated as a single verb. Paryagachat. Paryagachat. And that will end the first 3 moods. Alrighty. Lildims still being annoying, but there are more important things in the world than lildims. So this is the code, gonna sing myself out. Drain safely out there in the weave all throughout. And that will be from true me to all of you out there, all of you here.